Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, That Model Railway Guy, for another review video, and today I'm taking a look at the Coil A steel wagons from Accurascale. So as with my review on the 21-ton mineral wagons, these were sent to me by Accurascale for the Inglenook shunting video I did recently, and I thought I may as well do a video review of them too. That of course does mean I haven't had to pay for these, so please factor that in when you watch this review. I'll still try to be as objective as I can, but obviously do make your own mind up from watching this video rather than just taking my word for it. Also, if you like the look of these wagons and want to pick some up yourself, there's an affiliate link in the description to where you can get these directly from Accurascale. It doesn't cost you any extra, it just benefits the channel, and it lets Accurascale know that people do watch these videos too, which is also helpful. It's also worth mentioning too that ordering direct from Accurascale is exactly the same cost as ordering from a retailer, but you also earn reward points with them and you get an extra discount if you buy more than one pack. Now I say pack because like the mineral wagons, these do come as a set of 3 wagons costing £74.94, which again is just under £25 a wagon. That may seem expensive initially, but if the mineral wagons are anything to go by, then these should definitely be worth that price. Now, I have to admit I don't know as much about the Coil A wagons, so if you're here for a very in-depth, detailed review on how these stack up to the prototypes, I'm afraid I'm not going to be much use. However, I do trust Accurascale, and knowing the lengths they've gone to on previous models, I can't see why that would be any different here. So, jumping right in, the first thing I want to talk about is the hoods that come on these models. They're really very nice, and it's great to have these included because they look superb. I believe these would have actually been made from nylon, but obviously here they're moulded plastic. Although, I say obviously, but perhaps that's not actually the case, because they have done a very good job at making these seem like they're made from fabric. It wasn't actually until I lifted them from the wagon that I realised that they were plastic, and yes, they are fully removable to reveal the wagon underneath. You can see the interior is fully detailed, which is really quite impressive, with lots of moulded and separately fitted detail in here for what are some really quite intricate wagons. That said, I did find that on every wagon, at least one of these spacer bars was loose. I don't know if they're supposed to be removable or adjustable in some way, but I don't think so since the others seem to be held down pretty well. Of course, for me, I'll probably run these with the hoods on anyway, and if it really bothered me, I could always just add a small dot of glue to fix them back in place, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. You can see on the lower part of the body and the sole bar, we've got lots of printed details, mostly in the form of information panels that identify each wagon. And again, each of these does have a unique number and various details to make it its own proper individual wagon, rather than just the same one 3 times over with a different number slapped on. For example, on the end of this one, you can see there are some really tiny chalk markings, or maybe they're supposed to be scratches. Do you know, it's so small that I can't actually tell, but I imagine you can see better on the close-up. There's also plenty of underframe detail on these models as well, and again, a lot of this, if not all of it, is really fine separately fitted parts. Like with the 21-ton wagons, it is a bit delicate, so do be careful where you put your fingers when lifting these on or off a layout. But generally, for running around a layout, it's absolutely fine, and it's great to see this level of detail on a wagon like this. And don't forget, we have the axle boxes nicely picked out on these wagons too. Also, I do just have to mention as well that we get sprung buffers on these models, which isn't always a given when it comes to rolling stock. I know of some rather expensive wagons and coaches that don't have this feature, and while of course it isn't necessary, it's always nice to have, especially at these prices. We've even got some different variation between the buffers too. It's not just the colour here, look closely and you'll see that it's actually a completely different style of buffer. Of course, the tension lock couplings are fitted into NEM pockets, so you can easily swap these out for something more realistic if you prefer. And they're also sprung too, so these will cope perfectly fine with going around tighter curves that you might have on your layout. The last little thing to look at is the detail bag, which does come with quite a few pieces to add yourself. The bulk of this is the hoops that would go under the hood. Of course, if you aren't running with the hoods, then you would want to have these in place instead. It's really great of Accurascale to include these, and hopefully I'll have a go at fitting these at some point in the future. So I think that's pretty much everything. Let's get these down onto the layout and see how well they run as part of a train. So overall, these are really nice running wagons. Like I said in the Mineral Wagon review, it's so nice to have a short rake of these to run on the loud, all matching in general style and shape, but with their own unique identifying features. That I really think is the main selling point of these wagon packs, is the incredible attention to detail across the entire range. And of course the running of these is great too. As you'll have seen from my recent Inglenook puzzle video, I had no problems with these at all as I was shunting them around, and that's despite propelling them through short radius points and double slips, so yeah, I haven't had a single derailment yet. So don't forget, if you want to pick up some of these yourself, definitely check out that link in the description. Like I said before, it's the same price from Accurascale as it is from the retailers, and of course you get that extra discount if you buy multiple packs at the same time too. But yeah, again, these are a really nice model from Accurascale, really solidifying their position as one of the major manufacturers, and honestly putting some of them to shame with how much detail they're including in all of their models, not just the big ticket locos. But let me know what you think in the comments. Will you be picking some of these up? Don't forget as well, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out, and I've got loads more exciting videos coming up over the next couple of months. For now though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!